Okay, guys, I want you to have fun with this next project, the Cubist self-portrait magazine cover. So in Photoshop, I want you to start with a new document for print. We will actually make it 9 inches wide by 12 high, 300 pixels per inch. RGB color is fine. We'll create that. And I'll show you a really quick demo of how to get started with it. What I would do is got your canvas started out. Before we get into well, actually we can go ahead and add a masthead. You can decide from any one of these. So I'm going to pick, let's say, People Magazine. These are you just need one of these. This is kind of the icing on the cake, the final touch. But since I already had that folder activated, so you'll want to open it. And in this particular, you can change the color later however you want to, but in this particular case, I actually just want to select everything. And copy it. And now I can close that out. And why don't we go ahead and add a new layer for a background. And I'm going to just temporarily fill it again, maybe with just a base color, maybe a deep red. Again, just click on the paint bucket, there you go. And then layer above it, let's go ahead and paste that People masthead in there. Now, mastheads typically go at the top of magazine, top left, top right, however you want to do that. So I'm going to leave that be for now and not worry about the color of it. Please name all of your layers so you know what they are and I know what they are. This one actually we can delete. We don't really need it. Now the fun can really begin. So what I'd advise you to do is I've provided, since we're not there physically to be able to take each other's pictures, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you have fun with some previous headshots that students in other classes, other semesters before this one have shot and used. So for instance, I'm just going to pick up a few of these. There's one of Keeley. We'll open that one up and let's scale that window down a little bit. And I'll open a couple more up just to kind of get us started. Let's get a completely different, that's an interesting one. It's a non-human. Okay, and then we'll do one more. Apologies to, I forget who it is, but let me see. There's Tanner. Apologies, Tanner, for not asking you permission, but I hope forgiveness now. I'm going to use, I really like that. I happened to shoot it the last time I was over on campus, which was this last week. That was on the wall, a nice self-portrait in pastel, I believe, or color pencil that you did for Hooks' class. So what I would advise is what you're going to start doing is building, for instance, you might start with a simple rectangular cutout of, say, his eyes over to half of his ear. We can do Command X to cut or Command C to copy, and we can come over here and paste, and of course you can scale that up as you work. Right now I'm not worried too much about having everything exact, but let's commit to that one. Let's flip over and get, say, this particular case might be fun to do the quick select tool and get actually most of the head here. You don't have to get all of the little toothpicks stuck in this styrofoam head unless you want to. You could do a quick mask, but for sake of time, I'm just going to let it go at that. We can, again, copy that go over to work in progress and we'll paste it in. Now, obviously, depending on pixel size and format and that sort of thing, you'll want to basically scale things and move things around. And in this particular case, I'll move that layer underneath Tanner's eyes, and then I can still scale this however I want to. Kind of a weird look so far, but again, I can adjust the scale however I want to. And also certainly I want you to play a lot, especially for those who haven't much before, with the different blending modes. You're just going to have to experiment. If you keep that one normal, for instance, the one of Tanner's eyes, you might do a multiply, which gives it kind of an interesting transparency. And then we might go to yet another image. We can get rid of that one, I think, and that one. And where's our other one? Oh, I might have closed it by accident. Let's open another person. There we go. And let's say that we want to just select the area of maybe her mouth, chin, and neck. Maybe not get all of that background, but just that area. That will be fine. We'll Command-C, copy it, go back to our work in progress, Command-V, paste that in, and then we can start scaling, transforming, etc. And you sort of get the idea, even though this is quick and dirty and rough. Okay, but we can start actually using pieces and parts. Yes, a little bit like Mr. Potato Head kind of thing, but creating an interesting, even if it's surreal looking or very bizarre sci-fi looking, that's fine. Again, you can play around with all kinds of different possibilities. Hard light, these blending modes are pretty fun to just experiment with what you get. May do the difference there and see. And of course, you can, if you want to, you can end up masking out or using, say, the background eraser tool. You can crank up the size of that brush. And for instance here, if I want to erase, I really probably need to do that more carefully in the quick mask mode, but I can easily erase some edges that I don't want there. You can refine the edges however you want to. And then feel free to paint on top of that. Use, don't mind at all if you use some custom brushes. That's up to you, but be creative with it. Ultimately, keep everything unflattened, of course. I'll select all of these and see if I can go ahead and scale all three up at the same time, which I easily can with those shift clicked and selected. And then just make sure that you also add a couple of things to make it a true magazine cover. I would go ahead and go up with the type tool and probably put April, be fine. Whatever day you want to put. I'll put 15th, 2020. Pick a typeface except for, besides Myriad Pro. And also we'll change the color, in this case, to something that'll stand out well. And then you can position that. Basically use your smart guides and align that however you want to. You can put it a little bit higher. And then finally, don't forget an editorial headline. So it doesn't have to include your name unless you want it to. I'll have fun with this at Tanner's expense. Tanner's mini moods, and then We'll enlarge all of that. Be careful, especially here, open up your character panel because I had leading too tight, obviously. So there, we just opened up the leading. You can decide if you want what kind of alignment you want. Maybe that would be interesting to do, a justified type, and then maybe make, instead of Futura condensed, make this bold. You know, you can, I just want you to have fun and play around with the possibilities there. Also, obviously in this case, you want plenty of contrast, so, but you can set, might like it down here, you can set that editorial headline wherever you want to set it, and feel free to explore some blending options if you want to do, say, a pattern overlay for that type. Be careful what you pick. Of course, there's a lot of different opportunities. That one's a little bit light, so I may pick a different one. Let's try one of these water ones. That's not too bad. And position it where it's readable, and again, not too close to the edge. Okay, you can add any other thing you want. Barcode's optional, but and other type is optional. But have fun with this. This is very, well, again, quick and dirty, but at least 10 layers. I haven't done that much, so I'd play a little bit more with this. And then of course save your file with your last name, and this is project D, okay, or just last name Cubist. So I've got plenty of images for you to shoot. You're welcome to, and I encourage you to please use a selfie that you take, or you get a friend or family member or something during our quarantine time, or stay at home time, to take a picture of you. Make it serious, make it funny, make it crazy, zany. Just have fun with it. And of course, you can do a whole lot better job than I did in this short time. Hope this helps.